And a very warm welcome to Bratislava, capital city of Slovakia. Today we are live once again from the Eurovia, the landmark shopping center on the banks of the Danube. What a wonderful location. What beautiful weather we have on tap for today. We're going to finish up the pool action between now and 12:30 local time. And then the afternoon, why I'll hand over to Craig Fata, who will take you home through the semifinals and the finals, culminating this evening in the main events starting at 6 o'clock local time here in Bratislava. But for now, another good matchup on slate in the rest of the Pool B lineup. Türkiye will face the Mannschaft from Germany. Of course, those of you who follow your football know that Germany's on a roll this weekend. They dispensed very readily with Scotland, so German sports are trending at the moment. But Türkiye would certainly like to throw a spanner in the works, as it were, in their last pool game in the Pool B action. Yesterday, off to a not such a great start. They lost both their games. Germany split their two games yesterday and went 1-1. Only Estonia went unscathed. The funny thing is Estonia and Bulgaria both had very good outings. Bulgaria over in Pool A, we'll see them later. And those are teams that came into this Europe Cup Qualifier and not with the highest rankings on the world stage, but just goes to show you that sometimes why you can surprise even yourselves when it comes down to time to perform. And of course, time to get a ticket for that Europe Cup in Vienna next month in August. That'll be held 22nd to the 25th. So we're just about ready to start. One correction to the on-screen graphic. This will be the men unless people have changed something without telling me about it. But since the German women are not at today's event, and we see Destinolu come out with his very formidable frame. Big fella at 2 meters 5 and 100 kilograms. And Destinolu joined by Ismet Oshar, Bora Sitter, and Bertan Bostan to form the rest of the four-man team for Team Türkiye. Played some good ball yesterday, did Türkiye, as did the Germans. The Germans are a very young side. The elder statesman is 22, and he's playing with a couple of youngsters. And one of them is Denzel Agyeman, 19-year-old. And Fabian Giesmann. There's Mike Osai. He's the old fella out there, 22 years of age. Sidi Baikama is the alternate, and must be lacing up his shoes still in anticipation of the game. Now we'll get the coin toss, and then we'll get the introduction of our game officials for today. While the introductions are on tap, I'm John Mott, and it's my pleasure and a privilege to bring you this final pool action from the Europe Cup Qualifier here in Bratislava. Hungary and Slovakia providing our referees for today, and I'm expecting that just like yesterday, some excellent officiating from the officiating crew. They did a great job yesterday, and that was aided by what could be characterized as just absolute super sportsmanship by all participants, the women and the men, demonstrating the absolute pinnacle of sportsmanship throughout this 3x3 tournament yesterday. And it was really some excellent basketball, excellent sportsmanship, and boy, just some great weather to hoop it up in. Now just about ready to get started as Team Germany will take it up against Türkiye. Hungarian game official gets things started. Check from Turkey, and Germany with Giesmann out on the wing, kicks it back into two-point land, and good ball circulation. Osai finds himself a little bit too far under the hoop and gets himself into trouble. Cleared quickly by Turkey, but a violation. And the Germans wearing their red today. They are the away team of record in this matchup. Türkiye in the white, and they are the home team of record for this opening match in day number 2 from Bratislava. Giesman thinking about it, steps back, busts one, and comes up empty. A ball out of bounds. And we'll get our first look at Türkiye. Bora Sitter to get things started. Bostan ran into pretty formidable defense from Denzel Agiman at the charge yard. But Agiman written up for the foul. 1 foul apiece with not quite a minute played. And it will be Bertan Bostan at the charity stripe and the opportunity to open up the score sheet. Now comes up short, but Türkiye gets their own rebound. Sitter putting on a dribbling exhibition, and he's rejected by Fabian Giesman. Now Giesman is the biggest fella for the German team, 2 meters and 5. The big fella bringing to the party. Checks the ball, gets up in the face, says Türkiye had to get one off quickly to beat the shot clock. And it will remain possession for Team Germany. Agiman to Giesman. Giesman sizes one up. Now he found the range. Well, he airballed his first shot from 2-point distance and nails a deuce on try number 2. And the Germans take a 2-0 lead here in the early going. The uninitiated 10-minute game. First team to 21 takes it all, and otherwise we play the full 10 and see who's leading. If we're tied up, we go into basically a sudden death overtime. I say sudden death, but both teams need a touch, and then it counts for everything. Bostan takes a seat. Get our first look at Hakan Destinolu as he checks into the Team Türkiye lineup. Agiman from 2-point range, still yet to find the correct sizing for that. Driving the baseline is Oshar. Now the officials step in with a ruling. And it will be Bora Sitar to get things started once again for the team in white. Big follow-up from Destinolu. And Türkiye get themselves up on the board. Now, my apologies for every once in a while slipping a Türkiye in there. Boy, you spend 50 years of your life calling something one thing, and happy to oblige Team Türkiye with the correct nomenclature, but every once in a while we make a little slip. You know, just testament to the atmosphere of 3x3. Good to see that sportsmanship and the lightheartedness with which the game is played. And yeah, that's not always the case, but boy, it's really pretty much the rule rather than the exception. 5-point lead now for the Germans. Ostan. As the Germans have already shown that they want to play a little bit of defense here in this first matchup. Well, that has cost them 3 fouls. Good spin move. Turning back into the basket, Miles Osei. Team Germany, in any case, the participants of Team Germany is Giesmann powers one in and kisses it off the glass. Germany out to a 3-point lead, but the German team share also another thing in common with each other, and that is the fact they all play club 3x3 ball for St. Pauli, a cult club in Hamburg, as Giesmann has well and truly found the range from 2-point distance and gives Germany a 5-point lead at the 6:55 mark. Timeout for television. We'll have a look at the highlights up to this point. You're watching the Europe Cup Qualifier from Bratislava, Slovakia. Back to live action. Yesterday, Germany lost their first tilt against Estonia, one of the surprise success stories of day number 1 here from Bratislava, but then came back in the nightcap to top Poland, another formidable opponent, by the way. One of the, the only team in this competition to have already pre-qualified for the Olympic 3x3 basketball tournament, Team Poland. We will see them next up against Estonia. That should prove to be a very good matchup. But for now, it is Germany against Türkiye, and up and in is Hakan Destinoğlu. Germany trying to answer, and they do that with Agiman, who's also now found himself striking him in from 2-point distance. A nice scoop from Sitter to keep Turkey within reach. And I believe Giesmann is rung up for an over-the-back violation. Of course, those all just go into the team tally. Germany now has racked up 4 fouls. At 7, we start shooting, even on the non-shooting fouls. Agiman, it's already cleared. Giesmann, Osei. Osei driving, puts one up from the top of the paint, but already the Hungarian official had seen something going on underneath. Talk about the youth of the German team. Turkey also not that old. Bostan and Oshar both been around the sun 25 times, but Sitter and Destinoğlu, relative youngsters at 22 years of age. Giesmann trying the right-hand side, backs himself in, and despite Destinoğlu's presence, manages to power one in and keep the lead at 6. Good answer by Oshar, and a deuce from distance as Osei quickly makes it 12 points for the Mannschaft. Well, throwing up a prayer is Ismet Oshar. but he is fouled. But Türkiye now spotting a 7-point lead to their German counterparts. Oshar will go to the charity stripe and try to put a dent in that deficit. Ball rattles around the rim and it's cleared by Agyeman. Agyeman was looking at Giesman, but already Bertan Bostam was getting a little busy on defense. 5 apiece on the foul tally. And we're just about halfway through the timed period. Osai. Giesman. Pardon, that was Agyeman. Now Giesman. Osai for 2. No. Follow up by Agyeman, and he is fouled in the act. So Denzel Agyeman will head to the free throw line. Quick rebound and a good follow through by Ismet Oshar. Turkey makes it a dozen to half a dozen. Off the pick, Destinolu. Giesman, nope. Oshar. And Oshar follows through and makes it a 4-point deficit. Turkey might have wanted to take their time on that last possession. Agyeman, and he's rejected. Well, prowling and waiting was Ismet Oshar. And he sends Agyeman's proposal in the direction of the scoreboard. A huge crowd on hand. Slovakia not playing until 12:30. They'll face the Bulgarians in the final matchup in this pool session. 4 games in total. We're more than halfway through the first one. Team Germany enjoying a comfortable lead. They lead by 6, and we've got a timeout. Well, Turkey dropped their first game yesterday in a heartbreaker overtime loss to Poland, 19-18, and that was a real big moment for Türkiye, as Poland, one of the formidable teams, and as I mentioned, already qualified for the Olympic tournament, and then managed and then lost the second game of the day to Estonia, which has really proved their mettle on day number 1. Interesting to see what they have to offer against Team Poland in the second game here today. Big follow-up by Håkan Destinolu. Mike Osai tried to get things moving quickly for Germany. Giesman, well, he had to earn that one. He had to work hard against Destinolu, but muscles one in. And Germany inching ever closer to pointing out at 21. And that's helped along by Giesman as he drains a deuce. A couple more of those and we'll be done before time has expired. Turkey try to keep pace. Destinolu gives the ball back to Oshar. Oshar returns the favor, and ends up being on the final end of a 1-pointer for Türkiye. Going to the free throw line, Fabian Giesmann. A young prospect in German basketball. And good free throw shooter at the moment. Block shot. Giesmann is just absolutely putting his stamp on this game. Drives in, is upended, but still sticks with the plan and brings Germany within 1 point of stopping this thing prematurely. Turkey going to need to throw up a couple of those deuces if they want to maintain pace. Giesmann tries to put an end to it. Well, he wanted to rattle it home. And unfortunately overshot the landing. But he'll go to the line and has an opportunity with this free throw to end the first match of the afternoon. That's all she wrote. Team Germany clocks a 10-point victory and wins out against Turkey 21-11. So a disappointing result for Turkey as they're dispensed with rather handily by the Mannschaft. Yeah, the opening match finishing up early. Give ample time for Poland and Estonia to get warmed up for their Pool B tilt here on the main court. We'll follow that up just past noon with Ukraine against Switzerland, and then round things out here in the pool round with Slovakia taking Bulgaria. As we look at the statistics from game number one. Oh, guess we won't. Well, I didn't mark him down myself, but I know that Giesmann was probably the leading scorer, almost certainly, and he certainly strapped Team Germany onto his shoulders in a very emphatic performance by the German team. Looks like they have come here to do business, although their ticket to Europe Cup is already secure. Of course, we're talking about next month in Vienna, 22 to 25 August. And of course, that'll all be right here on YouTube. But in the meantime, the teams that already have hotel reservations in the Austrian capital are, of course, hosts Austria, defending champs Serbia. Those of you who tuned in last year, there is the statistics. Yeah, indeed, Fabian Giesmann leading all scores with 14. And Bashar pacing Team Turkey with 5. And back to the, talking about Serbia in the Europe Cup 2023, they outlasted Lithuania to win the Europe Cup 2023 and punch their ticket for 24. France, Germany, and Hungary are the other teams that have already secured themselves a spot in the festivities in Vienna in August. So Germany performing well despite the fact they already will be part of the fun in Vienna. And next up, Poland, forced to be reckoned with. Came into the tournament as number 3 seed. And they will face off against the number 7 seed, Estonia, but Estonia won both their matchups yesterday. Estonia coming out with a surprise win on day number 1, downing Germany 16-13, and then clipping Turkey 18-16 in the second game of the day for them. So we'll see what they're able to muster against a good Polish side, but a good Polish side which lost their opening match, won their opening match, of course, in that overtime thriller against Türkiye, but then dropped an evening matchup against Team Germany by the count of 21-17.
both teams. Yeah, I think we are ready. Thumbs up means let's get ready to rumble.
It's Poland against Estonia. Poland, the home team. They'll be wearing the whites today. Estonia in blue.
We're number 11, Gregor Starinski. We're number 6, Mikhail Samsonowicz. And the last member of Poland, number 8, Przemysław Zamoyski. Ladies and gentlemen, Team Poland, Polska.
And indeed, Team Polska.
Please welcome, we're number 9, Karl Lips. We're number 6, Jan Pujek. We're number 5, Henrik Elmay. And last member of Estonia, number 2, Alexander Hink. Ladies and gents, Team Estonia.
Time for the coin toss. Widet and Zamoyski handling the festivities. Serbia and Slovakia providing the officiating crew. And just about ready for the second tilt of the morning. Action out of Pool B.
Started from the bottom. And this is how we started second game in second day of Europe Cup Qualifier. Poland, Estonia ahead of us. Another beautiful game.
Poland open things up. Grudzinski gets things underway. Try to be careful not to move that pivot foot. And Grudzinski finds it tough going under the bucket. Long floating layup put in by Jan Pujek to open the scoring for Estonia and the match. Kaminski. Zamoyski. And Zamoyski drags one home. And Poland has opened up their account. Hint. Sizing up his options. Elmay, and he drains one from distance. Deuce put up by Samsonowicz. Comes up empty. Estonia now from the point underneath, and good follow through. And Karl Lips gets himself up on the score sheet. Well, once again, Estonia not failing to surprise. They've got a 3-point lead here in the early going. Now the officials keeping a sharp eye on the goings-on. Zamoyski will reset things for Team Polska. Kaminski wasn't waiting for anybody. This is Zamoyski with the second chancer. Traveling the call against Estonia. Przemysław Zamoyski to get things started again for Poland. Zamoyski driving, a little bit too much mustard on that one. Slip it up is Jan Pujek. Przemysław Zamoyski takes a spot on the bench, as does Puidet with a couple of substitutions. Alexander Hint from the point, driving the lane, but coming up short was Karl Lips. Deuce off target from Kaminsky. And a well fought for basket from Karl Lips. Makes it a 2-point game and a 2-point lead for Estonia. Off balance shot, not good for Michał Samsonowicz. Hendrik Eelmay gets things started. Puidet back in the ball game. Eelmay from distance off balance, nothing doing. Well, the fouls start to tally up. Estonia already sitting on 4. 2.5 minutes played here in the matchup. Deuce off target for Zamoyski. Estonia will try a 2-pointer themselves, and that is the way you do it, says Karl Lips. Now he's got himself in a defensive battle against Grodzinski. The big fella back in the ball game. Grodzinski coming in at 2 meters 6. Foul, and Estonia now sitting on 5 of them for the team, as we will take a TV timeout and recap the highlights up to this point. Ball checked, and we're underway. Estonia with a 4-point lead. Poland cuts into that and makes it a 2-point difference. Next to a shot from distance from Samsonowicz. Hint leaves the ball behind for Puidet, and he drains a deuce. Poland trying to keep pace. Knocks down a 1-pointer, cut the lead to 3. Impressive performance so far for the Estonians, who are really punching above their weight here in Bratislava. Poland still in control of the basketball. Shot from distance off target. Estonia with the rebound and the clearance. Puidet for a lane to drive. He'll leave it for Hint. Hint drains a deuce. 11-6 now for the Estonians. Poland's finding themselves in a real dogfight. Puidet. Zamoyski got decked. And he's gonna go take a seat and wait for that to stop smarting so doggone much. Dropping back to bust a long one is Samsonowicz, but he comes up empty. 5 points remains the difference between Poland and Estonia. Alexander Oliver Hint trying to work off the screen and drive the lane. Well, the driving part worked, but the last bit was just a bit too much to ask, but he's going to be able to redeem himself from the free throw line. So the 24-year-old, 1.96 m, will try to do some business from the charity stripe. This is the front end, and Poland quickly from the side drains a two-pointer, and it's now a two-point ball game. That's how quickly things can change in 3x3. Now a chance to tie. Losing the ball out of bounds. Jan Guiden finds a free spot to shoot from distance. Empty-handed. Poland now. Get that score tied back up. Well, they'll settle for one. Good looking give and go. 11-10 is the way the scoreboard reads here from the Europe Shopping Center. We're on the banks of the Danube in Bratislava, Slovakia. And don't forget, for not only now, but for always, to follow FIBA 3x3 on all their social channels. They're everywhere. Of course, YouTube, one of the best media outlets for this wonderful variant of basketball. So much good content available on YouTube. Ladies tournament from France last night. Fantastic final between France and Canada. There's almost always something on live in the 3x3 world. A worldwide sport that's taking the world by storm. And of course, we'll see its pinnacle reached this summer at the Olympic Games in Paris. Up and in, and we're tied up thanks to a bucket from Przemysław Zamoyski. Poland with a chance to go up. Whistled back by the official. And we have a timeout on the court. Well, we're only too deep into the schedule, and we've already got ourselves a nail-biter, boys and girls. Ball underneath, up and in. Alexander Hint seals the deal. Unforced, Poland will stay in possession. Ball checked, and we're good to go. Zamoyski going to try the left-hand side after the right one. Didn't quite work out. And he's going to be rung up for an offensive foul. We'll hand the ball over and give Estonia a chance to extend their lead. Carl Lips gets things going, gets the ball back and drives the lane and rattles one home. Good looking drive from Carl Lips. That's a good way to go up by 2 points for Team Estonia. Poland, unforced error. Lips couldn't handle the pass, but comes up with the crumb and dishes it out to two-point land. Nothing doing for Estonia. Chance for Polska now. Second chance, Zamoyski. In deference to Grudzinski. Yeah, the big fella gets decked. Dominik Grudzinski. That's 2.6 meters coming at you. And now it's going to line up at the free throw line. Try to put a dent in that Estonian lead. 3 minutes and 1 lonely second remaining. And this one may well and truly come down to the wire. Grudzinski with a chance to tie things up. Trying to bank one home. Poland with the rebound still working at it, and they do tie things up with the good hard work under the glass. Hint has to lay one in off the glass. Grudzinski, left-handed, nice looking shot, and Poland springs back into the lead. Hint to Lips. Lips steps back, can't get it to go. Ailmai with the rebound and Lips with the point. Shot from distance, no good for Poland. Hint with the clearance, dumps it underneath the Lips. Lips is looking for the return, now goes to the ring himself and comes up empty. Grudzinski clears, runs out of real estate, throws it back to two-point land, and we got all kinds of strife going on out there. Estonia putting the clamps on defensively. Not going to go down without a fight are the Estonians. And heading to the free throw line now that Poland is in the bonus. Przemysław Zamoyski. Not Zamoyski, my apologies to Kaminski. The Poles' 1 point lead in any case. Ailmai. Now Puidet. And Estonia times out on the shot clock. So 1:47 left to go. And for right now, stay tuned because this one's going to come right down to the final bucket. Violation and a turnover against Team Poland. Chance for Estonia. Foul.
First warning for Estonia for talking.
Estonia getting a talking to from the official. Both teams in the bonus now. Zamoyski can't get it to go. Grudzinski very easily turns around and puts that big frame to use. Puidet, all kinds of trouble, loses the ball to Grudzinski, who subsequently throws the ball away. Sizing one up as Hint can't get it to go. Things have gone real cold here in the last couple of seconds for both teams. Grudzinski pleading his case to the officials. Poland gets a bench warning. Coach getting a little too vocal. 2-point lead for Poland. That gets decked and no call on the play. Poland clears. Kaminski. Kaminski kisses one off the glass. Poland all of a sudden out to a 3-point lead. 48.5 seconds left to go. Estonia now with a very crucial possession. Hint says, get off me. Ailmai, ball from distance, Puidet, nothing doing. Puidet with the follow, nice. Jan Puidet follows his miss and puts up a very important basket. Poland with a 2-point lead. And Estonia clawing themselves right back into the game. 16 and a half seconds left. Lips can't believe his eyes. Gonna have to be careful. Poland will go to line with 15 remaining and a chance to extend their lead. Very important free throws. First one is no good. They're on the bonus, so it's a 2-point trip and possession. They're going to get one of them. 18-16 the tally, but most importantly, Sam Sudovic will check out of the game, but his teammates will still have possession. Poland has to hurry, throws up a ball from distance. Oh, they're going to say the ball went out of bounds off Estonia. Lips can't believe it. Didn't have a good look at it myself. Going to have to defer to the official under the hoop. Rather, it's a foul called against Estonia. And this is a really big foul. This could be the end of story for Team Estonia. Zamoyski gets the basket. That'll probably be all they need, as they will maintain possession. So nothing short of a miracle can help Estonia at this point. Zamoyski ensures it of that as he drops in a bucket for good measure. And Team Poland will escape a spirited charge by Estonia. 20-16 the final count. Estonia gave Poland all they wanted, spotting them all kinds of points on the world ranking. Team Poland, a team already qualified for the Summer Games in Paris, and looking to also punch a ticket for the Europe Cup in Vienna. Well, this will do wonders for them going into the final rounds this afternoon. So that's game number 2 of 4. Next up, Ukraine and Switzerland here on court number 1. It was Przemysław Zamoyski leading all scorers with 10, and Karl Lips pacing the Estonians with 6. Right back for Ukraine against Switzerland.
Prajeme krásnu slnečnú nedeľu. My vás v tomto momente pozývame na zápas Ukrajina Švajčiarsko, ale zároveň jedným nádychom doplním, že 12:30 sa stretnú práve naši Slováci proti Bulharom. Toto bude dôležitý duel aj slovenskej mužskej reprezentácie. Príďte podporiť našich chlapcov. Everything is ready for the introduction.
So listed as the home team, Ukraine will host Switzerland, as it were. Neutral territory, Bratislava. Yeah, there you're four members of Team Ukraine for this Europe Cup Qualifier. Switzerland wearing the reds again today. Take them back, they were in white yesterday, if memory serves. Mazzati. Jonathan Dubas. And Jurkovic and Lehmann round out the Swiss lineup. Dubas, the biggest man for Switzerland at 204. The officials for this matchup supplied by Slovenia and Germany, Page and Fröhlich. And he certainly looks very friendly. Action from Pool A. Team Ukraine versus Team Switzerland. Just about to set to tip it off. Switzerland, certainly one of the most experienced teams in the comp this weekend. Both Dubas and Kazadi 33 times around the sun. Lehmann and Jurkovic 30 and 29 respectively. And Ukraine has a 33-year-old. Pardon, need to double check the lineup. Yeah, the elder statesman is Balaban for Ukraine, 28 years of age. Bomb from distance from Jurkovic, tries to get things opened up. And a ball out of bounds. Lehmann takes a seat. And Jurkovic to get things started. Zadi rotating through. Jurkovic was the intention, and Jonathan Dubas could not dial up the connection. So possession now for Ukraine. Yevgen Balaban to get things started for the Ukrainians. Couldn't handle the pass down into the post. Switzerland substituting freely and readily Natan Jurkovic now on the cooler. As Marco Lehmann drains one to get things started on the score sheet. Ball from distance from Kabatsora. Jonathan Kazadi with the Swiss restart. Jurkovic at the top of the key. Away from the ball. Ukraine already getting themselves 3 quick fouls, not even a minute played. Kazadi. Nothing doing on the give and get. No love from Lehmann. Pardon, Dubas. Dubas still looking, fade away off mark. Titov can't get much started before the officials are already do a number on the Fox 40. Good assist from Kabatsura. And Balaban with the finish. Ukraine get themselves on the score sheet. Dayev trying to get Ukraine underway. Get another shot at it. Check off Kazadi. Jurkovic checks out of the ball game. 2 meters 2. Second biggest fella out there after Dubas. Lehman tried to force one into the middle. Turnover, Ukraine now in possession. Off the screen, Titov can't seal the deal. Jonathan Dubas listening closely for the sound of footsteps coming at him. I don't know. It took him a little bit longer to get himself collected and up off that tarmac. Kazadi will get the ball off the check. Kazadi run up for traveling. Official says that he shuffled his feet. I don't think that Kazadi necessarily agreed with him on that one, but that's not going to change anything. Kubatsura. Jurkovic, Kazadi. And Zakardayev whistled for a foul. Ukraine on 5. Switzerland also quickly running up 4 fouls. Off the screen, Lehman trying to put in a 2-pointer. And I've only played 2 minutes of basketball, but not a whole lot of scoring going on. Lots of fouling. That only works against you. Jurkovic, quick pass underneath to Kazadi. There's a well-needed basket for Team Switzerland. Once again, quick move from Jurkovic to Kazadi. And the Swiss have a 2-point lead. Ball from distance is spaced by Maxim Zakardayev. And he'll take a seat on the cool box together with Kazadi as the substitutes. Dubas running traffic. He'll just turn around and try to nail one himself. Rebound for Switzerland. 8 seconds still on the shot clock, and Lehman loses the handle. Jurkovic to inbound off the check. Jurkovic steps back, tries to drain one for 2 points. Unable, and a foul. Looks like Balaban has been the subject of the officials' attention. Jonathan Dubas restarts the Swiss offense. Gets the ball underneath, but not in all the best of positions. Nice underhand scoop pass to Kazadi, and Kazadi finishes off in good style. Swiss out to a 3-point lead. Ukraine driving. Too much mustard from Titov, and he throws the ball over the basket. Difficulty getting things started on the score sheet for Ukraine. They opened up their account, but haven't made a lot of deposits since that time. Timeout on the court. I'll tell you what, that official is real keen to ring you up for a traveling if you just so much as flinch getting things started. Maxim Zakardayev now the victim of a traveling call. Kazadi. Foul called on the play. Six and 5 is the way the foul tally adds up. Zakardayev puts down a 2-pointer, first one of the game for Ukraine. Yeah, it's a 1-point match. Ooh, what a nice touch shot from Jonathan Kazadi. It's a tough shot to make. Kazadi pulling up and finessing a one-hander to fall. Maxim Zakardayev takes a seat. Kazadi also checked out of the ball game for the moment. Ilya Kabatsura from the line. Deficit cut to 1. Banked off the glass. Hitov with the up and in. Nice spin move and a tough drive to the bucket for Jonathan Dubas. Whoa, good morning. Well, certainly wasn't the attention from Kabatsura. As Dubas is floored, Kabatsura is showing his concern immediately. Can't reiterate just how high a level of sportsmanship has been on offer in this 3x3 tourney here in Bratislava. But of course, it's something we see, generally speaking, as the rule rather than the exception throughout 3x3. Yeah, Ilya Kabatsarov roughing up Jonathan Dubas. He'll go to the charity stripe. And see if he can't do something about extending that Swiss lead. 5:46 still to go. Coming up after this, home side Slovakia will face off against Bulgaria, if you will. Court is lined up very beautifully up against that statue in the background. Wonderful setting for this 3x3 tournament here in the Europe Shopping Center on the banks of the Danube in the capital city of Slovakia. Beautiful Bratislava, and what fantastic weather. Mercury climbing in the low 20s. We may get up to 25 before all said and done, but we'll probably come and go before we resume activities after the next game. So next game is the last one for this morning session, and at 4:14 p.m. local time, Craig Fata will take over and cover the action, bringing you all the way to the final and figuring out who's going to pick up those last valuable tickets for Euro Cup 2024. Just remember to follow everything on all the social media platforms. FIBA 3x3 is the call sign throughout. At FIBA 3x3 on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and X. Switzerland with a 2-point lead. Ukraine in possession. Titov tried to pull up and bust one quick from distance, but got that altered by the Swiss defense. Dubas off the long pass. Couldn't get himself back into any position in the low post, and Ukraine now trying exactly the same. Kazadi is rung up for the blocking foul. Wasn't quite within the charging arc. So Ukraine will go to the line as they're now in the bonus as well. Kazadi pleading his case. It's going to fall on deaf ears. Ukraine with a chance to tie things up. They may have to settle for just one of them. Yevgen Balaban. Jurkovic. Dubas. Jurkovic from distance comes up short. Titov drives, relinquishes. Oh my. Jurkovic with a steal. And he almost pantsed him in the process. Now he's rung up for a foul as he came in a little bit too hot and heavy. And upends Kabatsura.
Ukrajina versus Švajčiarsko. Zatiaľ stav skóre neprospech Ukrajiny, ale aj v dispozícii
Elena Kabatsura at the free throw line. Bill doesn't come away empty-handed and cuts the deficit to 1 point. Kazadi. The give and go. Kazadi once again with that soft one-hander. Can't get that one to fall though. Titov able to tie up the score for Ukraine. Kazadi now working against Kabatsarov. There's that little one-handed floater. Didn't take him long to get that one back in his arsenal. And now with the left hand, Kazadi makes it a 2-point difference for the Swiss. Good tenacious rebounding for Ukraine pays dividends. And in the meantime, we got ourselves a pretty good matchup here. Lehman to get things started for the Swiss. Dubas. Lehman driving, throws up a right-hander that falls. Sometimes they don't have to look good to count. Titov saying, "Sup with that one, ref? I was robbed." Timeout called. Chance to catch our breath and recap the action up to this point.
Priamo z miesta diania, ktorý vám slovne opíše a priblíži práve situáciu na hracom poli. Ja len hádam doplním, že aj o 16:15 naše dámy už po včerajších základnej časti postupili do lepšie povedané štvrťfinále ako semifinále a stále sa bude bojovať o postup proti Turkynia. Veľmi dôležitý duel aj pre Slovenky pri tej podpore do 16:15 tu na námestie pred Eurovea. Budeme si musieť ešte počkať na rozuzlenie a výsledok tohto duelu. Aktuálny stav skóre v prospech Švajčiarov.
Dubas finishing up the action on that Swiss offense. Crept out to a 3-point lead. And Team Switzerland's managed to put a dozen up on the score sheet. Ukraine Has to do something about that. Somebody's gonna have to get this party started. Batsura reporting for duty, but it's going to be Kazadi off the foul. Both teams well into the bonus. Ukraine is about to find themselves at the threshold of 10. Balaba will now inbound for Team Ukraine. Well, they only had 5 to do it, and they didn't make much of the opportunity. Kazadi quickly can't get a 2 to fall for him. Ukraine will try a deuce of their own. Nice give and go, but Jurkovic couldn't get the handle on the pass back to him driving through the lane. 3 minutes, 5 seconds remaining. Kuzadi with a bomb from distance had to hurry. Now they've got a refreshed shot clock. Kuzadi frustrated, having a talk with his teammate Jonathan Dubas. Dubas checks out of the game. Jurkovic checks in. And Lehman tries to add a 2-pointer to the score sheet. Jurkovic drives the lane and throws one down. Haven't seen a lot of that today. A good emphatic dunk from Natan Jurkovic. And Ukraine find the going tough down under. Jurkovic needs to be careful. Almost reset that pivot foot a time too many. Kazadi gets the long rebound. The running one-hander won't go for Jonathan Kazadi. Slowly but surely that clock inching its way down to zeros. We're at 2 minutes and 12. 13 to 9 the count. And a timeout on the court.
FIBA 3x3, ktorá oficiálne aj zastrešuje toto kvalifikačné okno a v zásade aj všetky ostatné súťaže v rámci trojkového basketbalu, či už v Európe, ale aj vo svete.
The live action, Jonathan Dubas flicks one over to Jurkovic, and Jurkovic on the turnaround. Jurkovic doing some damage now to that score sheet. Threw one down on the slam dunk, and now shows the finesse game. And Ukraine need to start keeping pace. It's not going to help the effort any, although they do pick up a foul on the try. Jonathan Dubas protesting, but it's going to send Team Ukraine to the free throw stripe. First free throw made by Kabatsura. Ilio Kabatsura cuts the Swiss lead to 3 points. A minute and 47 remaining. Kazadi missing everything except for the net. Ukraine showing some good form, and they've cut the lead to 1. Kazadi tries to force the issue. And to snake one into Marco Lehmann. goes off the Ukrainian player, so it still will be Swiss possession. Jurkovic, Kozadi, Dubas. Kozadi for 2-0. Titov fouled Dubas, and Switzerland's going to have to be careful. They've been getting a little chirpy with the officials, and I suspect patience is wearing thin. Switzerland already in the possession bonus. Well, Ukraine in the possession bonus thanks to 10 team fouls from Switzerland. So they're going to shoot 2 and have the ball. Well, they can't take advantage of the free throws. See if they can do better business with the ball in their possession. Titov. Now the back door was a little too rich for Zakardayev. Kozadi now. Kozadi drives the lane and lays one up and in. Switzerland still maintaining pace. Once again, Slovakia, Bulgaria is the following game, the final one in this morning session. Lehmann, Jurkovic, and the turnaround backdoor entry won't fall. Ukraine dispossessed. Now some tough physical basketball from Switzerland, but to no avail. Ukraine now in semi-desperation mode. 30 seconds remaining. Jurkovic and Switzerland in possession, and Dubas goes up and scores what may be the nail in the coffin as far as this one's concerned. Oh! Somebody pulled the nail prior out. Was Zakardayev from the corner, breathing a little bit of life into the Ukrainian effort. They might have a chance to tie things up. Deuce thrown up, but tough Swiss defense is going to probably mean that they're going to escape, and I do mean Team Switzerland. Final gasp. I believe it's going to be Ukrainian possession, or did I see that wrong? No, Switzerland in possession. That should be all she wrote for this matchup. And it is Switzerland, 17-15 winners of the third of 4 matches here in the morning session. And Ukraine gave a spirited performance, but the Swiss did just enough to eke out the victory. In fact, a 19-15, now 70 exactly. I wonder where that final 2-pointer came from. You know, you blink an eye in 3x3 and anything can happen, but we didn't miss anything. As we get a chance to check the statistics and our leading scores. Jonathan Kozadi, thanks to a couple of those nice soft one-handers from the side, leads all scores. Zakardayev pacing Team Ukraine. Up next in Pool A, Slovakia, the home team, not just geographically, but also officially, will face off against Bulgaria.
Dámy a páni, o malú chvíľočku ideme na predstavovanie hráčov jedného druhého družstva. Samozrejme budeme si musieť ešte počkať na inštrukciu aj na grafike, na našej LED obrazovke sa budú musieť nastaviť obidve družstva. Verím, že budete tým spomínať 5. hráčom a podporu našej slovenskej reprezentácie. Tak čaká nás veľmi intenzívny a dramatický súboj. Priamy postup. tomto prípade do štvrťfinále, nie priamo do semifinále. Práve tá pozícia postupu z tej prvej priečky nám už, ale máme možnosť bojovať práve o ten štvrťfinálový postup. Dámy a páni, dostávam signál, že môžeme ísť na to. Jedným veľkým potleskom privítať naše domáce družstvo. Číslo 8 prichádza Milan Žiak. Číslo 55 Marek Kozlík. Číslo 7 Šimon Turza. A podporím hráčov Slovenska číslo 21 Milan Sabo. Jedna veľký potles, slovenská družina. And their opponent from Bulgaria with number 2, Simeon Lepichev. With number 3, Jordan Dinko. With number 4, Damian Miko. And the last member of Bulgaria, number 1, Georgi Boyanov. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Bulgaria.
So Slovakia against Bulgaria, and Slovakia will enjoy a little bit of home court advantage with some of the local faithful in tow here at the Europe Shopping Center along the River Danube. Marek Kozlík, captain for Slovakia, and Georgi Boyanov, the captain for the Bulgarian team, handle the formalities. Romania and Hungary supplying the officiating crew for this tilt. The fourth and final of the morning session. Action from Pool A. Slovakia dressed in the white uniforms, Bulgaria in red. And Bulgaria really one of the surprise performers of this tournament. Bulgaria to get things started. Following up and ended up on the tarmac is Boyanov. And Georgi Boyanov will be headed to the free throw line. First foul of the game ends up on the side of Slovakia. Bulgaria, the surprise winner in the opener yesterday against Switzerland, with losing the afternoon matchup against Ukraine. Slovakia unable to win either of their matches yesterday. First losing to Ukraine, and then later in the day losing pretty handily to Team Switzerland. 21-8 was the final count on that one. So let's see if they can't make amends for a tepid performance on the first day of the tournament. But they're facing a team with a hot hand in Bulgaria, punching well above their world ranking weight on day number 1. Kozlík get things started. A little bit too far underneath was Lupajkev. Now a chance for Slovakia to tie things up. Well, they want to go for the lead, but they can't get it to fall. Ball from distance, but the follow-up from Lupajkev is good, and Bulgaria has the 2-point lead now. Milan Sabo takes a seat. Lupajkev is out for Bulgaria, and here's a look at Minchov. Dimitrov trying to muscle his way to points. So 2 points against Slovakia, 2 fouls against Slovakia rather, 2 points as well. Would be a weird way to tally the score. Paikev gets himself out of trouble and tried to jam one home and ran into stiff opposition. Minchev having a little bit better under the basket. Ball from distance for Slovakia, can't get the deuce to fall. Rebound for the Slovaks. Turza, wearing number 7. Get to Žiak, who will get things restarted off the, it'll be Lepaikev. Žiak to check, Lepaikev to start. Minchev can't get the left-hander to fall. Slovakia would love to get 2 points to open up their account. Sabo can't quite understand what the officials were hinting at. Žiak takes a seat on the cooler, and it's Georgi Boyanov. Drives it himself, lovely rounding off for Boyanov. Kozlik cannot get the Slovakian account opened up. Sunday in Bratislava, none of the banks are open. So Bulgaria enjoying a 4-point lead. We played just over 2 minutes in this 4th and final match of the morning round. Damian Minkov runs into some stiff Slovakian opposition. Paikev throws one up. Turza gets one to fall, and finally Slovakia is up on the scoreboard. So a basket and a trip to the charity stripe for Szymon Turza. Turza can't get the free throw to fall. Minchev unlucky from 2-point distance. Yeah, the ball mishandled and flung out of bounds by Sabo. Jordan Minchev tried to get things started. Officials decided otherwise. The ball be given back to Minchev. Minchev goes by himself and rattles it home. Well, that was easier than it looked. 2 meters 5 for Jordan Binkov Minchev. Kozlik. Once again, Kozlik for 2. Yes, sir. Well, that helps. 2-pointer cuts the deficit to 2. And Boyanov liked it so much, he tried one of his own and made it. Kozlik in a little bit of a conference with the official, and we get another timeout. Chance to look at the highlights up to this point.
Samozrejme sme aktívni aj na YouTube kanáli FIBA 3x3. Tak priatelia, začneme minúty podleskom pre našich. Poďte na to, Slovensko do toho! Bulhári sa teraz tlačia do koša.
Bulgaria muscles one in thanks to Minchev. Big lineup for Bulgaria. Smallest fellow out there is Minkov at 196. The rest of them all 2 meters and plus. Biggest fella, Lepaikev at 2 meters 6. This is Minchev, who tail the tape on him is 2 meters 5. Bulgaria out to a 6-point lead over the Slovakians. Well, hold the phone. Žiak has something to say about that. Boyanov, putting on a little bit of a dribbling exhibition, but can't get a ball to fall for him. Paikev relinquishes, runs the ball back to Minchev. The officials decide to weigh in on the whole situation as Jordan Minchev checks out of the ball game for Bulgaria. Milan Žiak gets things started for Slovakia. Ball underneath very quickly, and Kozlik puts in a bucket for Slovakia. Badly needed, cuts the deficit to 4. Just over 6 minutes left to play. Slovakia, of course, also facing a bit of foul trouble. Going to put Bulgaria into the bonus fairly soon at the clip that they're going now, as Marek Kozlik gets things started. Boyanov from distance. Had some big bodies under the boards, and Minchev gets the one-pointer to go back up and in. 5-point lead. Turza hacked and fouled by Minchev. Žiak runs one back. Lepaikev can't get the long ball to foul. Boyanov, he is successful with his one-pointer. Nice looking shot from Žiak. Slovakia trying to maintain pace, but they're still spotting Bulgaria 5 points. Marek Kozlik sits down on the ice box. Milan Sabo, tallest man for Slovakia, 2 meters 6. Uses all of that to tip the ball out to teammate Žiak. Žiak from the top of the key, can't get it to go. Luckily for Slovakia, Turza was Johnny on the spot. Bulgaria missing everything with a 2-point attempt. 4-point ball game. The sun has just disappeared behind some of those fluffy clouds up there, casting a shadow. Milan Žiak. Sabo. Žiak drops one. Desperately needed basket for Slovakia. Well, patience pays off in that case for Minchev. Slovakia trying to cut into that deficit. Bulgaria is already Managed to put a dozen up on the score sheet. 4-point lead. Still anybody's ball game. 4 minutes and 13 seconds remaining. Neither team in the bonus yet. Slovakia was able to slow down the pace of their fouling. Certainly aided them pretty well. Boyanov tried to sneak a deuce in. Was not able to do so. Slovakia will take over off the out of bounds. Not waiting for anybody as Ziyech can't get one to go though. Bulgaria, Minchev driving. Enjoyed a huge height advantage over Turza. Ziyech once again coming up a little bit short. Runs it all the way back to Turza. And Slovakians not able to buy a basket at the moment. Bulgaria is, however. They're out to 14. Turza rejected by Lepaikov. Keeping it in bounds is Minkov. Long ball just before the buzzer falls short. Bulgaria gets the reset and the bucket. Gordon Minchev. Ooh. Not waiting for anybody and putting up a very difficult basket from the back of the court is Milan Ziyech. Trying to be that spiritual leader out there. Ziyech by far the elder statesman. I say by far and I messed up. Ziyech's 35, but Kozlik is 37. And they are the elder statesman out there on the court. Well, it's been Ziyech who's been keeping them in the ball game. And right now the 35-year-old is at the free throw stripe. Try to cut into that 5-point deficit. They've spotted the Bulgarians can't do so. Minchev gives the ball off to Boyanov. Minchev unable to do anything with that possession. Turza runs it back to Sabo. Trading missed buckets is the order of the day, and finally Boyanov took one to the iron, but let's see what the officials have to say about the whole thing. I think he was fouled before the act of shooting. No, in fact, that's going to go against Bulgaria. Pardon. Slovakia now with an opportunity and making the most of it. Marek Kozlik. Difficulty getting a handle on it is Boyanov. Rebound, Slovakia kept in bounds. Just over 2 minutes remaining, and it was a Ziyech's attempt that was snuffed out by Minchev. They're staying in possession though as the ball went out of bounds. Kozlik with a one-pointer. Well done. Deficit is now back to 2, and things are getting real interesting all of a sudden. Rebound Slovakia. Turza. Will he throw up for 2 or he'll drive the lane for 1? Well, he drove the lane for 1 but couldn't get it to fall. Ball off Slovakia will remain in possession for Bulgaria. But all of a sudden, we've got ourselves a bit of a nail-biter, boys and girls. That'd be a great way to finish out the morning session. Timeout called. Teams are going to have to strategize how they're going to finish up these final 2 minutes.
vedenie, ale práve to momentum je na našej strane. Naši Slováci teraz potrebujeme zavrať v obrane posledných 7 sekúnd na útok pre Bulharov. Verím, že to ubránime. Posledný otočka. Veľmi dobre, že sa nám máme Marek Kozlík uchytil veľmi dobrými strelami. Aj v defenzíve, aj v ofenzíve. Chlapci, dobrá robota. Tak, drahí priatelia, minúta 50 pred nami a takzvaný 10-minútový šprint do 21 bodov sa nám pomaly blíži ku koncu. Bulhári dostávajú ešte upozornenie za coaching. Bulhári už len 5 sekúnd.
Bojanov looking to get things started. Well, he ran out of options and throws the ball away. And an open door now for Slovakia. Milan Žižek. Long ball for two. Kozlík could not get it to fall. Žižek is stuffed at the arc by Minchev, but he gets the rebound and he drops in a one-pointer. Well, every bit helps. And Slovakia has cut the deficit to 1 point. Oh my. Well, Slovakia has really come back to make a game of it, although Bojanov is now at the line and can certainly aid the Bulgarian effort with a couple of free throws. Puts the first of two in. Georgi Bojanov, 31 years of age. He can't get the second one to fall. So the damage is limited. Purza chucked the ball away. Boy, they didn't need that. Kozlík is not hopping mad, but he's hopping anxious and says, come on, boys, keep your heads about you. We're in this ball game. Like I said, a fairly dismal showing on day number one, losing to Ukraine and then just getting absolutely wiped by Switzerland. Slovakia can go a long way to restoring some pride here in front of their compatriots. Right now it'll be Bulgaria to inbound. Pikev guides a left-hander off the glass and into the bucket. Just over a minute to go. Bulgaria with a 3-point lead. Turnover. Bojanov makes him pay for it. Yeah, Bulgaria doing all the right things right now. Minchev driving the lane. Žižek leaves behind. Two-pointer doesn't fall. Once again, a rebound for Bulgaria. Very important. Minchev. And they chuck the ball away. Well, Bulgaria seems very complacent to give Slovakia just as many chances as possible. I'm sorry, but the ball had gone off Bulgaria, but Slovakia had gotten a hand on it. Bojanov finds availability underneath. Bulgaria's going to run a little bit more time off the clock before they throw up another shot. And just happy to reset the shot clock is Bulgaria. And that did a lot of damage, and they've pretty much left the air out of the ball now. And very little left for Slovakia to do. Well, they had a shot at it and just couldn't find the luck that they needed to get themselves back up and over, and now Bulgaria will do their level best to give Slovakia a glimmer of hope to remain. Minkov at the line can do no good business there, and Slovakia, if they could get this to fall, and oh, lo and behold, Marek Kozlík gets the two-pointer to go. And one last chance comes too late. I don't believe the ball was up in the air. We'll double check before we eliminate this. This may go to a video review just to double check, but I do not think that that last two-pointer was in or underway before time had expired. It was Sabo who threw up the prayer as time was expiring, but I think time had expired. I think they'll double check just for form and the sake of good order, and indeed they are. The officials are over at the scorer's desk getting a double check to see if we might just be going to overtime, but I don't think so. And yeah, indeed came too little too late, and the Bulgarians hang on to eke out a 2-point victory over Slovakia. Tough loss for the home side, but for Bulgaria, a team that's just been punching above their weight, once again they strike hard, and this time the victim are the Slovakians. Get a check of the final team stats and then wrap things up for this morning session. It was Minchev to lead all scorers for Bulgaria with 9 points, and Kozlik led the home side with 8. And that wraps things up for action this morning. Tune back in at 4:15 local time. Craig Fada will guide you through the festivities for the afternoon session and up to and including the finals. Don't forget, we're going to have action from both the men's and women's side as teams trying to punch their ticket for those last available spots in the Europe Cup to be held in Vienna on the 22nd and 25th of August. All the action here to follow on the FIBA 3x3 YouTube channel. For now, I'm John Monin. It's been my pleasure and a privilege to bring you the action from the Eurovea here in Bratislava. From the banks of the Danube, I bid you a good afternoon. Check back in at 4:15 in the very capable hands of Craig Fada as we wrap things up from this qualifier session in Bratislava. Until then, take care and have a good afternoon. Bye-bye.